Welcome to Muffed, a fantasy goldmine of a year. Muffed! Jamar Chase finished 2025 as the number 4 wide receiver in total PPR scoring and the number 3 wide receiver in PPR per game among qualifiers. And here's the wild part, that's the down year. After winning the receiving Triple Crown in 2024, Chase spent most of 2025 catching passes from Jake Browning and Joe Flacco because Joe Burrow lost roughly half the season to turf toe. The Bengals went 6-11, missed the playoffs, and Chase himself served a 1-game suspension after the Jalen Ramsey altercation in the Steelers rematch, and he still earned first-team All-Pro honors. That's the headline. Chase got muffed by his quarterback situation and the surrounding chaos, and the production barely flinched. Now let's dig into the numbers because they tell you why this still finished as a top 3 per game season at the position. Chase led the entire NFL in targets with 185, finished second in receptions with 125, and fourth in receiving yards with 1,412. His average target share was 32% and his air yard share was 37%, both elite of the elite usage figures, the kind of workload that essentially immunizes a receiver from quarterback downgrade. Total receiving expected points added came in at plus 41.4, with a receiver air conversion ratio of 1.03, meaning he turned every air yard thrown his way into a yard of real offense and then some. He averaged 5.2 yards after the catch with plus 1.47 yards after catch over expectation. So the yards after catch piece of his game stayed completely intact even with backup quarterbacks. And on consistency, 19.6 PPR per game with double-digit scoring in 13 of his 16 games. The boom weeks were genuinely massive, 38.1 against the Steelers in week 7 on 16 catches for 161, 36.5 against the Jaguars in week 2, 29 against the Lions. The floor games, the 4.6 in the Cleveland opener, the 6 in the week 11 Steelers rematch, the 7.3 against the Broncos, almost always lined up with the offense getting shut out entirely or Burrow being unavailable. This wasn't boomer bust by profile. It was a high floor that occasionally got dragged down by team-level disasters. The play that captures the season isn't a Burrow connection. It's week 5, fourth quarter, 3rd and 14 Bengals down 10-28 to the Lions, Jake Browning at quarterback. Browning drops back, finds Chase deep down the left side, and Chase takes it 64 yards to the house, 42 air yards, 22 after the catch, a 6.75 expected point swing on a single snap. That's the 2025 season in one play. The team was getting blown out, the backup was throwing, the game script was hopeless, and Chase still went and got a 64-yard touchdown because he's the kind of receiver who creates points by himself. The fantasy verdict reflects exactly that. When the alpha target share is 32% and the air yard share is 37%, the quarterback name on the jersey matters less than almost anywhere else in the league. Muffed! Chase delivered the number 3 per game finish at wide receiver in a season where his quarterback missed 10 games. That's the ceiling-proof profile fantasy managers pay up for. The one real blemish in the data, 8 touchdowns on 185 targets, is a thin conversion rate for a player with this target share, and it's why the total PPR rank slipped to number 4 rather than challenging for the overall crown. That's Jamar Chase's 2025. One quick note, if you want the same treatment for every player on your fantasy roster every week, head to muff.ai and we'll build you a custom weekly show. That's the wrap.